Welcome back to Contact Center Central. I am now joined by Mike Bourke from Aspect Software. Welcome.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it.
Look, come out all the way from sunny San Fran, and we've put on some relatively good weather for you in Sydney, so hopefully it's not too painful for you.
No, it's been good. You shut the rain off, so I appreciate that. Thanks.
Look, anything we can do to make your trip is better is what we're up for. Now, one of the keynote speakers this morning, fantastic presentation. We had you for around about an hour and some amazing facts that kept popping up on the screen that you were talking us through. The one that sticks in my mind was that I think 33% of people would rather clean the toilet than actually speak to a customer service person.
Yeah, no, that's right. You know, as it gets into the millennials and the next generation of customers as well as employees, it's really shifting towards how they want to interact with businesses. They want to solve things themselves. If they can't solve it themselves, they want to go to their peer groups on social media or on YouTube. And if they really have to, then they'll contact you anyway other than calling. But when it gets to calling, a survey ran that a third of the population would rather scrub a toilet or change a diaper than call a customer service organization.
Yeah, that's a very, very telling stat. Now, for the guys that are home that are watching this, the definition of a millennium, because we're going to talk about this a little bit, and a baby boomer, what's the difference?
Yeah, so it's really the age range of when you were born. So right now we're looking at 19 to 37 roughly are the millennials. The baby boomers are, there's Gen X in between, and then you've got the baby boomers. Traditionally, businesses have been focused and targeting the baby boomer generation. And the reality is the market is shifting. And by 2017, millennials are going to have more spending power than the baby boomers do. And so we really need to shift our orientation towards a pretty different audience at this point.
Yep. And I think when you touched on that partway through your presentation was that the preference, if you like, for that self-serve option, that one that staggered me was that the satisfaction levels, I think, were in the 70%.
Yeah.
If you actually enable them to self-service, but not just with them, but with the company as well.
They'd rather do it themselves. And the really interesting part there is that when they're able to find the answer themselves, when they rate that interaction with the company, they tend to rate that the highest. Right, which is generally this saying that, hey, well, I'm fantastic, I'm great, I did a really good job with this, and therefore I really like the company because I did such a good job. They were their own service agent, essentially, and they're going to rate themselves highly.
Yep. One of the other things that there's heaps out of your presentation that I loved. The other one was around saying that probably the saying of the conference for me was around people not being tech savvy anymore, but tech dependent, and that's just a huge shift, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it absolutely is, and I think, I use the example there in the session. If I leave and I get halfway to a meeting and I realize I forgot my phone, which I don't do, because how am I going to forget my phone? But if I did, the day gets rearranged, right? You go home, you get your phone. It is no longer it's not tech savvy. I'm dependent on this technology. I use this every day. This is how I live my life. This is how I do my job. This is how I interact with my friends. This is everything, and it really is a shift to tech dependent, and it's a different mindset.
Yep, completely. I think the other thing that was exciting for me, or not necessarily exciting, but I guess confronting probably is a better word, was around the importance of the technology that the call center agents use to their staff engagement levels or to their happiness.
Yeah, that's a lot of what we're really focused on, right? A lot of the discussion is around consumer engagement, but the agent engagement is a really key part of that. And a big part that drives agent engagement is ensuring that they're empowered, capable, not only have the knowledge, the skills to service the customer, but the technology they interact with, right? If they've got to sit in front of a green screen all day long, that's horrible. That's a terrible experience. That's not what they want to do. If they've got really slick, modern, intuitive, easy-to-use technology, they're going to be much happier. It's going to be easier. It's one less barrier they have to worry about, and they can focus on actually doing the job, helping their customers. They're going to be far more engaged. That's going to rub off on the customers who are going to be more engaged and have a much better experience.
Yep, fantastic. I could speak to you for hours, I'm sure. Unfortunately, I don't have enough videotape. So, but look, there will be a lot more information available on Contact Center Central. But of course, if people want to learn more about some of the products that Aspect have got, where's the best website for them to go and have a look at?
Go to aspect.com.
There you go, nice and simple, aspect.com. Mike, thank you so much for joining us on Contact Center Central.